Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your favorite show, The Lunch Rush, brought to you by the wonderful staff of Nova Southeastern University's Radio X. I am your host, Denicia, also known as DJ Blossom. And before I introduce these wonderful people I have in studio here with me, I gotta fill y'all in. So, last week was homecoming week as well as alumni week. Everyone was so excited with all the festivities that were to take place along with our Lunch Rush Homecoming Edition special. However, due to the inclement weather, some homecoming events were cancelled. But we had such an amazing show lined up for y'all that we just had to postpone it and bring it for y'all today. This is the Lunch Rush Homecoming Edition, where we'll be giving y'all a recap of all the homecoming events that took place with some special guest interviews that you won't want to miss. With me right now is my co-host James, DJ Musi talking about sports when it comes to homecoming, and Anika, who will be starting us off right now with a brief history on homecoming for those of you who may not know much or anything about homecoming at all.
Thank you, Denicia, and happy belated homecoming. Homecoming is a time where all members of the Nova Southeastern University's family are able to participate in tradition and show pride in their university through a week of celebration and awesome activities. While Nova Southeastern University's homecoming and alumni week celebrated their 40 years of excellence, the earliest beginnings of the tradition of homecoming dates back to college alumni football games held in the early 1900s. There is some debate over which school actually began the tradition, but the University of Missouri claims to have invented homecoming in 1911. When Director of Athletics Chester L. Brewer invited alumni back to the annual game against the University of Kansas, later making things more festive with a spirit rally and parade. Other sources, though, such as the game shows Trivial Pursuit and Jeopardy, recognize the University of Missouri as homecoming's originator, while Baylor University in Texas, saying it held its inaugural homecoming game in 1909, and the University of Illinois dating its festivities to 1910, having held it every year since then except in 1918 when it was canceled because of the influenza pandemic. The tradition of king and queen with their court came later through having floats during the homecoming parade, with then eventually being voted on by the student body for the homecoming dance. While most activities are held in order to pump up the team for their game, the homecoming dance is known for taking place after the game. It's said the dance was created for both relationships that were growing steady and to ignite new ones. Homecoming dresses have altered dramatically since the 1910s. Girls tended to dress in very long and heavy dresses, though as fashion standards shifted, many women in the 1950s started wearing shorter teacup dresses with bright colors and sweetheart necklines. This continued until the 1970s, where Regency period style dresses became highly publicized, meaning the more fabric, the better. For women, the Regency look requires a long dress with a high empire waist, wide gloves, and a bonnet or hat. For a man, you would aim at creating a tailored silhouette with breeches or pantaloons, tailcoat, shirt, cravat, or high-waisted waistcoat. The 1980s completely changed this. Pastels and pretty femininity were no longer in fashion. Big, bold looks were the norm. However, it changed again towards the end of the 1990s when a much more classic silhouette became the ideal. This was also commonly paired with a halter top neckline. All the homecoming activities have become more elaborate as time goes on. It's great to see the core idea of homecoming has stayed the same throughout. All these years were community rallies behind its theme throughout the week and shows off its school spirit.
Wow, thank you, Anika, for that background information about homecoming. That definitely gave me so much more knowledge that I did not have about that. Like, well, I did not know that started in Missouri. That's cool. But let's get into what's next, into what started, what it is today. DJ Musi, are you ready to kick us off on some sports?
Well, thank you so much, DJ Big Homie, and to all the Sharks tuning in live today. Homecoming week is over, and we had an exciting Friday as your NSU Sharks basketball team took on the University of Fort Lauderdale in their first home game of the season. It was crazy and exciting game, as the basketball team was coming off a 2-win and 0-loss start of the season. The basketball team had won the last 5 homecoming games and now have improved that to 6. The NSU Sharks won the homecoming game with a score of 108-73. What a way to dominate. Everyone showed up and showed out before the game at the homecoming parade as well as the tailgate. We hope next year's homecoming and homecoming game are stellar. Now a little history about homecoming week sporting events for this week's Radio X special homecoming episode. The earliest beginnings of homecoming date back to college alumni football games held in the early 1900s to bring everyone back home and boost school spirit. It's debated who hosted the first official homecoming game. Some believe that it was the University of Wisconsin, who led the first ever game to beat rival University of Minnesota in football. Although some homecoming festivities have become even more elaborate over the years, the general idea and the main concept has stayed the same. A community basically rallies behind its team throughout a specific week and cheers them on during the big game. Pretty cool that homecoming concept hasn't been lost over the years, and it seems to be a strong event that will be kept among generations to come.
Man, homecoming games are always so exciting to watch. Don't you agree?
I'd have to.
What about you, Musi?
I definitely agree on that.
Okay. So congratulations to all our NSU Sharks. Just know we are always here to support y'all. We are actually going to take a short break right now, but we'll be back with some guests who made each homecoming event at Nova Southeastern University all possible. Stay tuned. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Nova Southeastern University's Radio X livestream, presenting our homecoming special edition of The Lunch Rush. Today's episode of The Lunch Rush will revolve around our main topic, Homecoming Week. Don't forget to stay tuned for the moment we are all waiting for, a special interview with our homecoming king and queen. Only on Radio X 88.5 FM, WKPX Sunrise. You're listening to The Lunch Rush Homecoming Edition on Nova Southeastern University's Radio X. And with us right now is the winners of the Anything That Floats raft race, the Space Mobs. Hi guys.
Hi, thanks for having us.
How are y'all doing today?
Great.
We're doing good.
What club do you guys actually represent?
So we represent the NSU Wakeboarding Club. We're a brand new club, just founded.
I was about to say.
We planned for the raft race and, started our club at the same time. So.
That's kind of crazy. You guys wakeboard and you won the raft race.
Yeah.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
So why did you guys join the raft race?
Well, we're thinking it was good exposure for a club. We're just starting, and we thought it was a great way to first of all get funds to grow the club, and second of all, for everyone to see that we're fun and we want people to come to NSU wakeboarding team.
So, the funds. You guys talked about the funds. What are you guys' plans with the funds?
We'll reveal that in due time.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't want to, we're going to use the funds it'll get more people wakeboarding in a very cost-effective way. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
What was your guys' process for making your float, your raft?
So when I first heard about the raft race, I was like, ooh, I really want to do this. And this was even before we were an official club. So I started out, trying to draw what I wanted it to look like. And also we needed to figure out what materials we were going to make it out of, because we have to fit 6 people in this thing. And that's over 800 pounds of load. So we needed something that was going to be really strong. So we landed on wood. And then, so once we landed that on the, the material wood, then we needed to figure out, well, what wood, we chose plywood, and we need to know what thickness of plywood, and, are we going to use 1x2s or 2x4s, and, just trying to run the numbers on how strong this thing is going to be when it's all together, and everything was just...
I was going to say, you guys did real calculations with this
Yeah.
one. You guys took this serious.
Yeah.
Are any of y'all engineers or anything?
No, business
Okay.
majors.
Yeah, both of us.
So for our listeners who don't know, can you guys quickly introduce yourselves?
My name's Frank Christopher.
Okay.
My name is Nicola Rojas.
Okay, and if you guys don't know, I'm Denicia, also known as DJ Blossom, here at Radio X, and this is my co-host.
DJ Big Homie, otherwise known as
Great to meet you
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having us. Great
So
to
this
meet you.
process seemed very tedious, was it?
No, I thought it was fun, actually.
Okay.
It was a few days of, hard work building the thing, but, it made it fun. We built it right in front of the residence hall. So everyone walking by would always say, oh, hi, or, they'd want to talk to us building it, and that made it fun.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys picture that you win, or not at all?
We actually, I think all the time we knew.
Yeah.
And, like we said, we were building it in front of the residence halls, so we could see everyone else's raft race because everyone was building it there.
Oh.
And that made us just so much more confident when we compared our rafts to the other people rafts. And a lot of people would be like, that's not gonna float, that's too heavy to float. But Frank did all the measurements and everything, and we were so confident in it. So it was just a matter of time.
We weren't nervous until we saw the black boat that almost beat us. It was a similar design to ours, made out of duct tape and framed
I
with
saw
PVC.
them. I thought they were gonna give y'all competition.
Yeah.
No, it was really good competition, but it was. You could see the video on our Instagram at NSU Wake Team. We actually have an onboard camera, and that shows how close it was.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of pictures from the build, and it really showed that the wind just carried their raft straight into shore, and that's what let us win. We were right there. We didn't give up. We were just paddling.
That sounds like a battle.
Yeah, it was a battle.
That's really cool. You guys also had that camera on there. Like, that has to have some good shots.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a GoPro. Yeah.
Are you guys putting it on your socials or anything?
Yeah, the video's on at NSU Wake Team.
Okay,
That's the
remember
Instagram.
to follow them, people. So thank you guys, the Space Mobs. These are the Space Mobs. Thank you guys for joining us today. They won the Anything That Floats raft race. And hopefully, we can... Oh, you have something to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the name Space Mob actually came from a group of pro wakeboarders. Their name is at Space Mob TV on Instagram. And one of their members is down here in Fort Lauderdale, and he wakeboards with us. And they gave us the decals on the side of the boat. And I thought it'd be really cool to name the boat after their group, the Space Mob. So
that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us. We had fun interviewing you guys. Hopefully we can do this again when you win next year.
Sounds good.
Thank
Looking
you for
forward to
having
seeing you
us.
then. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
So you're listening to Nova Southeastern University's Radio X, broadcasting live on our live stream. Next, we have some special guests, so you don't want to miss this. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our homecoming episode of the Lunch Rush on Nova Southeastern University's Radio X. It is my privilege to introduce NSU royalty here at NSU Florida's Radio X. We are rolling out the red carpet for the moment we've all been waiting for. Our Nova Southeastern University's 2022 homecoming queen, Riley Pardo Duffin. Welcome and congratulations.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. So, how does it feel to be queen?
I think it still took a while to set in. I was really surprised because it was a really close race this year, but I think it's really, really an honor to be able to represent my class in the way that I have this year, especially because I've been doing behind the scenes a lot. To be at the forefront of everything is really nice.
So why did you run for queen?
So I ran for queen. I actually started with homecoming last year. I was junior royalty.
Oh my gosh.
And then this year I ran for queen because, like I said, I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I'm the external affairs director of student government. So I do a lot of planning, and I'm really big on advocating for the students here, and especially for my class in specific because a lot of us have been here for like 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
So I think just being a representation for all the people that I kind of work with is why I ran for queen.
Wow, that's nice. I didn't know you were so involved with just
Yeah.
everything. So now that you've won, what does it mean for you to be queen? Does that like have a real big significance in your life? Was that just something you did just because, like you said, you're involved? Like, what does that mean for you?
It actually means a lot to me because coming from Massachusetts, that's where I grew up. In high school, I wasn't really super involved or really knew anyone. So I think doing homecoming court last year was like the step out of my comfort zone, and kind of proving to myself this year, being able to win queen was like, I can really do anything that I set my mind to. And I like to be genuine and show other people that if you're genuine and you really set your mind towards something, you can get to it.
So it wasn't really a dream. It was more of you stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
I get that. So how was the campaign process of being queen? Well, to become queen.
Yeah. So it was definitely pretty stressful at the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially because I was running against somebody who I'm pretty good friends with, and we had overlapping populations. So a lot of it, we were just like, hey, you're my friend, vote for me. But then we were like, you're also her friend, and it was really hard. Especially because we both love each other a lot. We didn't want to have any bad blood or anything. So for campaigning, I really just focused on social media and PR in terms of like flyers and all that kind of stuff. I do a lot of PR for a bunch of the organizations I'm in, so I kind of was very grateful for those skills that I have, and I just kind of got my face on every wall that I could in this school.
So what are your plans as homecoming queen?
That's a good question. Well, I think now that homecoming has come to a close, it's kind of just carrying that legacy. And I definitely, even if I'm not a student at Nova for grad school next year, I want to keep in touch so that I can kind of meet the next year's queen and that kind of stuff. And just kind of like pass on the legacy. It's kind of cool to be involved that way.
Yeah. So this was obviously a very long and arduous process. Do you have a favorite part?
Ooh.
Like,
my favorite part, I think, was definitely getting to know the people that I was running with, because we were all going through it at the same time, and a lot of us were also planning certain events that were going on. I was also planning the homecoming tailgate, which I thought was very great. It was very fun.
I saw the line for that. That was successful.
Yeah, it was a very good first event. But yeah, I think getting to know everyone was super cool, and I'll like be able to actually talk to them outside of homecoming. And it's kind of, I know it sounds corny, but like a lifelong connection kind of thing, because now you know, hey, I like did homecoming with that person, and it's kind of a commonality you can share and talk about in the future.
So you mentioned legacy. What legacy do you want to leave?
That is a great question too. My legacy at Nova, I've thought about this a lot actually, is providing a voice for people who don't typically have a voice. That to me is extremely important through any walk of life. That's what I want to do professionally in public health. And then here I just try to get all the concerns of people, because a lot of the times people have issues here. They don't feel like Nova accommodates to them all the time, but it's really about making those changes that they're looking for. So I think turning people's voices and concerns into actual change is also part of that as well.
Well, I agree first off, but that was really nice. I love that, and I hope you do get to keep that. You have your we're finishing this last semester up. We got like 2 weeks left.
Yeah, for sure.
And then next semester, I hope that goes well for you.
Yeah.
So thank you. It was such a pleasure having you for 2022 Homecoming Queen on our Homecoming Lunch Rush special. So
yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Now, on behalf of all of us here at Nova Southeastern University's Radio X, congratulations again, and enjoy your reign. We're going to take another short break, everybody, and we'll be right back.
If you have just joined us, you are currently listening to the Lunch Rush Homecoming Edition on Nova Southeastern University's Radio X. I am your host, Denicia, also known as DJ Blossom, with my lovely co-host, James.
And a lovely co-host I'd like to think I am, because we're getting into what I've been humbly waiting for this whole hour, y'all. It's time for the return of the Mac. It's time for the return of nerd culture. And somehow I'm still tying this back into homecoming.
Woot woot.
We've had a lot of information thrown at us, the history of homecoming. We got some sports. We even had the queen on here, a little bit of royalty, and I think that's something nice and refreshing from our usual lunch rush activities. And to close it off, we're going to be talking about Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Ooh, y'all, I was waiting for this movie.
Did you watch it? No.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I did lie. But at homecoming night, they were giving away premiere tickets. And y'all, when I tell you I was jumping, I put in 18 ballots hoping for mine to get picked, and it didn't happen.
Oh.
That didn't happen either, because that would be plagiarism. Not plagiarism. Fraud.
I get you.
Yeah. Point is, it's not right, and I didn't do it. All right? But Black Panther 2, guys, Wakanda Forever is definitely one of the most anticipated movies of 2022. And 2022 has been a weirdly, I feel like kind of a silent but not silent year for movies. I feel like every movie that's come out is kind of come and gone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's because of the online streaming of movies like Netflix and HBO Max. I think that's kind of taking away from, the tradition of going to the movie theater.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Because I start even for these new movies, after 2-3 days, I go into the see it again, and it's like an empty theater. And I'm like, oh, okay. But back to the topic at hand, Black Panther 2, with a runtime of 2 hours and 41 minutes, 161 minutes overall. It is significantly longer than the first one, only being 2 hours and 15 minutes. But I gotta say, they used that extra 30 minutes very wisely, in my opinion. I have not seen it, but I know so much lore that I'm about to share with you, just about the characters overall. No spoilers, because it's a new movie. It's a new movie. But have you seen the first Black Panther?
Yes, I have.
Oh, what are your thoughts?
It was very. Let me think of the word. It was a really good display of Black power, I guess I could say.
That's true. Respect that.
Yeah, it was inspiring for Black people, I would say. I enjoyed it, honestly. Chadwick, may his soul rest in peace. But he did a great job being Black Panther. I
think some of the best acting we had in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. He killed that role, and truly may his soul rest in peace. I mean, half of this movie is a tribute to... I mean, the movie itself is kind of a tribute to him. Wakanda Forever is in his memory. And
I'm just getting goosebumps right now. Cause
literally.
I'm thinking back on when he made his appearance when his dad died in the movie before.
Yes.
I just knew he had to come out with his own. Like, it was a must.
That was... oh, man, that was something.
Yeah.
Oh, when they introduced him and he caught up to the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was on a damn motorcycle. T'Challa running, just oh my goodness, jumping in my seat when I saw that. Just
his costume on a whole is just so cool. Like,
it's probably one of the simplest ones they have, but still like
I don't know, it's just something.
He appears on screen, I'm like, oh, with the Black Panther.
Yeah.
He out.
Yeah. So I know, like, those that went to the homecoming showing of it, they probably had a blast.
Had to have.
Yeah. For 3 hours, a blast.
I would have personally. Some people I know are complaining about the time, but me personally, I would have been there every second.
Bruh, it could have been midnight. It wouldn't matter.
Ooh. Just such a great. I think just also a great addition to their Phase 4, which has gotten so much backlash over the whole phase. But this is something you can't fight. You can't fight Wakanda Forever. You cannot. But into a little bit of the lore, something for what I'm here for. So, the Black Panther has been around in comics for decades. And this is a story that is one of T'Challa's earliest comics, I believe. I don't have the exact name, but when he and Namor get together, that is a fight. That is something. Unfortunately, it's done a little bit in the movie, a little different in the movie than in the comics, as, T'Challa, rest in peace, But we have a new Black Panther taking the scene that we do not know yet, and I won't be spoiling, because, it's a new movie. They saw the premiere. They saw... Ooh.
But, okay, pretend. Yes. We're playing pretend.
Yes.
Who do you think it is?
So, the Feige brothers outright said it wasn't going to be his sister.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I believe him.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. Like, I don't know if I believe them. And I feel like the only person that could replace him would be his sister. Like, I'm not seeing anyone else being that person.
Because I want to say, do you remember what Okoye is?
No.
Okoye was she was like his head bodyguard who was always with him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
I was thinking like maybe her or his ex-girlfriend.
Ooh.
But that's like those three. It's like his sister, his ex, or his top bodyguard are mine.
Definitely not his mom.
I was seeing those memes of like she just pulls up, and then I definitely don't think it's Stone. Some people thought Killmonger's gonna come back.
I was thinking of that, but I was like,
I don't think so.
I don't know if I like that.
Like I love Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
I love that.
for sure.
Man. But I just don't think that he died. Like, or it was. I think implied.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool if he came in like somewhere in the movie.
It would.
But I don't think he should be
Black Panther.
I don't.
It'd be weird, honestly.
And I definitely don't think it's some people. I think this is something that isn't very supported. But some people were saying M'Baku was gonna do it, and I'm like, no.
Whoever had their role need to stay with their role.
Exactly.
The only person that could change is his sister, respectfully. Yeah.
You know, in the comments, she and I believe Reed Richards. Well, Reed Richards might be the same, but she's like the smartest person in the universe, and it's like confirmed. It's so cool. But I'm just excited. I'm about to go see it this weekend.
Me too.
Oh shoot! We about to be in the.
For real. You ain't even gotta say what you gotta say.
But
yeah, it's gonna be a lit weekend.
It is.
Yeah.
And that pretty much concludes my little take on Black Panther 2. Namor is such an amazing villain, and if he's anything like he is in the comics, this shouldn't be our last showing of him, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, we would just like to take this moment to give a big shout out to the Office of Campus Life and Student Engagement for always creating fun events for us all to attend and bond with each other. Be sure to check out their events calendar at www.nova.edu/campuslife or their Instagram at NSU Campus Life to stay updated. If you missed today's episode or previous episodes of The Lunch Rush, have no fear. You can always catch up on anchor.fm/lunchrush to see what platforms the show is currently available on, such as Spotify or Google Podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media pages at NSU Radio X and check out our website www.nova.edu/radiox to find out more about us. I am your host, Denicia, also known as DJ Blossom, and I just want to thank James, my co-host, and all the amazing other co-hosts that made this show so special and possible for us. Y'all always bring in the good vibes and energy. I love that. So, the next episode of The Lunch Rush will be aired on Wednesday, November 30th at noon, right here on Nova Southeastern University's Radio X. So make sure to mark your calendar. November 30th at noon. Catch us broadcasting live on 88.5 FM WKPX Sunrise, as well as our live stream every evening from 6 p.m. to midnight. Don't forget, this evening is DJ Flackie from 6 to 9 p.m. and DJ Classica from 9 p.m. to midnight to continue the good vibes. Happy Thanksgiving in advance and stay safe. James, do you have anything else to say?
Have a great day.
You heard it. So stay safe, guys, and until next time, see ya.